Okay, so question 9. So this is a line of credit question. Okay, so we have a statement, and so they give us all of this information. So before going into the table, I'm going to just take a look and see. Okay, so the limit on the line of credit is $1,000. Okay, so that is the limit, which means anything that you go over 1,000 into the negative will be some overdraft. So the first item that I'll point out to you is that, so for instance, so what we have in this line right there, because we're over 1,000, so this is actually broken down into two. We have negative $1,000, which is under the line of credit, and negative 590.52 is on the overdraft. So whenever you get a statement and you are over and into the overdraft, you can always divide it in this way. Okay? So because those two values are going to be charged most likely different amounts on the percent interest basis. Okay, so now let me continue here. So the daily interest, okay, is 2.5%, and that's on positive balances. Okay, so that's 2.5 interest on positive balances. So now we only had positive balances in this statement once, which was right here. Okay, so that was the only time. So let me kind of look ahead, and because they do ask us to calculate the amount of interest earned, so that's going to be just on that one balance. Okay, so that's part A. Okay, so this is interest earned, and so now interest earned, okay, is 2.50%. So it's per annum. So it's simple interest. And now, for how long was this? Well, so it was starting from April 6th. So the way that we count days is a little bit different than what most people are used to with all the other ones. So we literally have to count daily what happens. Okay, so from April 6th to April 13th. Now, April 13th was already a different amount. Okay, so what we have is, so from April 6th, okay, so that was day number 1 where we were earning interest. So by the end of the day, we would have earned 2.5% for that one day. Now, this goes all the way, okay, until April the 12th. Now, why do I say April 12th? Because April 13 already has a different amount. Okay, so notice that on April 13th it was negative. So 549 would only count, okay, April 6th, April 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Okay, now April 13th would not count. Okay, so I'm going to put it here in a red highlight, because as I said, it has a different amount already. So how many days did we earn interest for? Well, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we had it for 7 days that we were earning interest, which means that our interest earned, which is PRT, okay, so now so 549.48, so 549.48, R was 0.025%, and this was for 7 days. Now don't forget, we have to divide, and then we have to round it to the penny. So let's now multiply it through. Now it's not going to be a lot for us. Okay, so this is only 26 cents that we're going to earn. Okay, so that was for part A. Now part B. So here, calculate the amount of interest charged. So interest charged, so what do we have? Well, we have this. That's 1, we have that, and that's 2. And then don't forget that we had this, okay? So 1,000 right there. Okay? So we have to calculate interest charged on this line. And now how much is it going to be charged by? Well, if you keep reading, you notice that we had 8%, okay, was charged on negative balances. And that doesn't include overdraft, because overdraft is right here, and that's 25%. That 25% is going to be charged on this right here. Okay? So, now, whenever you see a balance, okay, so this right here, okay, and now the date March 31st. So should I count March 31st? Because I counted April 6th, right, in the previous one. But on April 6th, it wasn't an end of day balance there. It was a deposit of $1,000, right? Okay, so if you notice, that was there. So March 31st, at the start of your statement, okay, you won't count March 31st because it was a balance. This means that this amount was for the end of the day, okay? Now, end of the day is different because it's kind of like at midnight. Midnight, okay, which means it's turning into the new day. So you're going to start counting at the beginning of the month from the first day of the month, which means April 1st. So now that goes to April 6th. So we have, okay, so this is interest, which is charged, okay, and this is the first one that we have. Okay, so that is 450.52. 450.52. Interest is 8%. And now, how many days? So again, you're going to start from the first day. Okay, so April 1st would be 1. Then 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So 5 days in total. Again, why? Because April 6th already has a new balance. So in the start of the month, okay, you start from the first day and you count. So you have 5 days, so 365, okay, equals. Now we can go back, okay, and I'll calculate what that is. So we can figure that out and then round it to the penny. So that's around 49 cents. Now, the second balance, okay, so now, so this is this one from April 13th. Now, this is not a balance day, okay? So it's not at the end of the day on April 13th. So in this case, you do count April 13th. Okay, so now April 13th, okay, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. That is 8 days that you have. So it will be 8 over 365. Okay, so the interest is the same. And now that was, okay, 390.52. So 390.52. Now these are actually negatives. Okay, so what does that come out to? So we have, so punch it into your calculator. And we get 68 cents. All right. Now, number 3, so if I scroll up here, that is this 1,000 now. Okay, now, how long does that go? Well, it's April 21st. So April 21st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, okay, and the 30th, okay, which is 10. So we have 10 days. And now you might say, oh, you counted, okay, you counted April 30th. So now I do count this because, okay, so notice on April 30th, I don't have any different amounts. Okay, so the month ends, and now you want it at the end of the day, so you want to count it. So for these statements, okay, in the beginning of the month, you do not count the balance day, but at the end of the month, you count the last day, okay, if the balance continues on to that. Okay, so that is the tricky part, okay, to know in terms of counting. So this was on $1,000 of interest. And so we have, let's calculate that through. Okay, so we have, so this is a little bit more. Okay, so it's $2.19. So that is our interest. Okay, so how much? So we can count this up all together. So that's $2.19. Okay, so add up all of those. Okay, and we have $3.36 of interest. Okay, so that's part B. Okay, so that's done and that's done. Now, interest on overdraft. Okay, so so here I'm going to add a page for myself. Okay, so that we can continue. So this is part C. This is overdraft. So now overdraft, so if you go back, that only happened once. Okay, and that's $590.52. So the interest on overcharged, $590.52. Okay, so we said that was 25%. Now, how many days was that? Well, okay, so notice that this was from, okay, April 21st all the way to April the 30th. Okay, so we already counted those. That was 10, right? So 10 days. So we have so that's $4.04 of overdraft charges on interest. That was the only time that we had the overdraft. Okay, so that was this one right here. Okay, so that's done. Now calculate the amount of service charges. So we have, so for service charges, okay, so notice we are paying, there's a service charge right here, $50, okay, on each transaction causing an overdraft. Okay, so $50. Well, there was only one time that we went in, so the service, okay, charge was going to be $50, and it is going to make our account negative. And now finally, so what is the balance? So now we have to do all the different additions. Okay, so that was E. So now our balance, well, so we have 1590.52. So we have 1590.52, right? Okay, now we had 26 cents that we made. We had an interest of $3.36 that we were charged. We were charged an overdraft interest, and we were charged a service fee. Okay, so now this, when we add it all up together and subtract it all, okay, so we will get so it's negative 1647.66. So that would be our balance, okay, on April the 30th. Now it is end of day, okay, and that is it for this one. Okay, so watch out for the start and the end, okay, on how you count those days. Okay, thank you.